What up, everybody? The MCT guy coming back with a new video on firearms. As you can see here, we have a couple of classics. One modernized and one original. Both from 1942. And I'm going to show you the main differences between these, besides the obvious right off the bat. So this guy here, excuse me, this guy here I purchased. This was one of my first CNR guns. This is a Mosin Nagant 9130. I bought this guy back when Mosin Nagants were about $100 a piece. This was a long time ago. I did not realize the benefit and just the natural beauty of these types of guns in their original form. And back then I was all about making everything super tactical. And I bought a Mosin Nagant, this guy right here, and it was actually a battle used rifle. I do not have any, I don't have the original stock anymore. The original stock actually had X marks on it, trench art that had X's. There was 4 X's on it, and there was some other trench art on the stock, and the X marks, obviously whoever did that, they also, I think, inscribed their initials on it as well. I can tell you that it must have been in the war, and those X marks probably did take out German soldiers. Why else would that be? And I kick myself to this day that I got rid of that stock, and I kick myself for getting this gun out of the original configuration. But you know, there's a lot, if you're in the firearms and you have bought, sold, traded, owned, you know, received anything, you're gonna have regrets, especially in things that you've traded or given away or sold. I could tell you I have a laundry list of firearms that I kind of regret giving away, and I regret certain things that I've done to my firearms. This is a regret, even though it looks cool. I did a lot of work to this gun. It looks like a sniper rifle now. It's dead on accurate. It's beautiful the way it is. Let me tell you a little bit about it. So this right here is actually a 10-round magazine. It's not permanently attached, but it's fixed. It's from Heartland Firearms, Accessories and Furniture, or Furniture and Accessories. Heartland, look it up. It's a 10-round fixed magazine for the Mosin Nagant. And you could top feed 10 rounds into this thing, and it feeds fine. It's a really cool addition. When I first got this firearm, I looked up on eBay. Somebody had a service of bending, or actually making the bolt, extending the bolt out and bending it like this, like the original Mosin Nagant snipers. So I sent my bolt out to the guy, and he did a really good job. I can't tell you who it is. I can't remember. This was a long time ago, probably about 8 years ago now. I bought this, just a sleeve to keep some extra rounds. And yeah, they're the white tip original rounds. I got plenty of those guys. This is a Monte Carlo stock. You can find these anywhere. I can't tell you. I don't know if Hogue makes it. I don't know, but you can type in Monte Carlo synthetic stock and you can find that. This is a cheap site. This is one of those Nickstar or whatever sites. It was like $80, but it works really well. It has a decent eye relief, and you know, it works. It's illuminated reticle. It's 3 to 9 by 40, I believe, something like that. You know what though? It works for this gun. I've been able to shoot decent groups with it, and why not? Now, I don't remember the name of this rail that I installed. I should know, but I cannot remember. And I don't know if you can see any of it, but let me switch this around here. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. I can't tell you. No, there's no name brand on it. But I went online. I think I might have even got that on eBay as well. But this is a really nice rail. You know what, now I don't think I bought it on eBay. But anyway, since I already modified this rifle already quite a bit, I said why not? So you get rid of the front sight, the standard, sorry, not front sight, the rear sight, and you put this over the chassis of it, and it tightens it up, and you can level it up, and it is pretty decent. Switch it around. See, it stays out of the way. That's one of the reasons also why, because that was one of the things I didn't like about the Mosin Nagant, because you couldn't put a rail on it, because the straight bolt handle, when it goes straight up, it jams on this. So this one doesn't, which is really nice. So I did that. What else did I do to this guy? Oh yeah, I put on a bipod. Pretty decent bipod. Actually, I think this needs to come back a little further, but anyway, I haven't taken this out for a while. Adjustable level feet by pushing a button, you know, tightens up. There's many adjustments on it. Very helpful. It's nice too because of the adjustable feet, because that magazine is huge. And then I put a compensator on the end. Tightened it down with the set screw. Hasn't gone anywhere. So I could knock off that front sight if I really wanted to, but I chose to keep it on. Kind of like the way it looks that way. But pretty much, you know, most of the rest of it is original. Now, this is what an original Mosin Nagant looks like. 9130. Now, the difference between 8 years, I picked this guy up for $320 at Cabela's. $320. The stock is a little rough. It's not terrible. A lot of the markings you're seeing here are from just some of the shiny, like almost like the True Coat. It's not True Coat, but the clear coat that they put on the stock. It's almost coming off, and so it's just fading. But this one was like their second best pile, and the reason being is because, let me see if I can get this to focus. There's a little bit of pitting right there, and I looked this thing over up and down, left and right, and I did not see anything else that was wrong with it. And there's two really cool things about this rifle. Let me open the bolt so you guys can see that safety checked. Oop, yeah, there's no valve in there. Anyway, I'm going to show you a few things and see if you can notice this right off the bat. Before I even say something, if you notice anything about this rifle. I'll show you something else, see if I can even get it in. Let's see. See the barrel crown there? And lastly, okay, So you're probably scratching your head like, what did I just show you? So the reason why I picked this gun up instead of going and spending an extra $50 on one that was, you know, what they consider perfect, just that little bit of pitting saved me about $70. But it didn't come with a bayonet. But the rifle itself, I'm telling you, was unissued. This rifle was never shot. Was never shot in battle. They must have tested it, but this never got shot. The bore was crystal clear. There was absolutely no fouling, nothing. It was the rifling is perfect in it. I have never seen a Mosin Nagant with such perfect everything to it. The follower in the magazine does not have one scratch on it like it was used. The chamber, super clean. And look at the bolt. The bolt was super clean. Absolutely nothing. No staining, nothing on this gun. The bluing on this gun is perfect. I took the barrel off. I took the receiver and barrel out. Absolutely perfect. The only thing that shows any type of wear on this rifle is the stock. And it could have all just been from handling. Everything is perfect on this. It's all matching serial numbers too. And when I picked it up and I saw that it was all matching, and I noticed that there was nothing really wrong with the gun, I'm like, I gotta buy this thing. And you could tell this gun was in fantastic condition, and I was really happy about it. And just that little bit of pitting was not enough for me to say I don't want this. So I picked this gun up. Again, all matching serial numbers, literally unissued. Oh, and the last thing, the thing that really sold this to me, I like things that are unique, and I noticed on this gun, the markings on this thing were really, really cool. One of the coolest features on this is that the date was lightly stamped in. The date is 1942, but it is so lightly stamped in. You can actually kind of see it a little better on the camera, but in real life you can barely see it. And now that's uncommon because most of them have a really strong date stamp on it, and they have much more organized arsenal stamps. And this one also has a really cool little, okay, let me see if I can get this in. I love that little tattoo it has on the bottom, the triangle 12, factory 12. So I plan on keeping this one exactly the way it is. I was really tempted to refinish this stock, but I'm not. I'm going to keep this one exactly the same, and this is going to be my one, the Mosin Nagant, that I don't do anything to because of what I did to this one. And the fact that I kind of erased the history of this one kind of bums me out every time I see it, but you know, this one definitely saw battle. This one, most likely, due to the trench art that was on that stock, either it was the stock or the whole gun itself, because the whole gun was matching, this one most likely saw action and took German lives in World War II. Which is quite amazing that 80 years later, the iteration of what it is now is quite amazing. So, it's a fun shooter, I gotta say. And that, I actually haven't shot this one yet, but because it's fairly new and I haven't had a chance to get out to the range with it, but I can't wait to. This will be fun. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you're thinking about getting a Mosin Nagant, you know, they're getting harder to find, and I would highly suggest if you do find something and you're new to curio and relic firearms, is to don't make the mistake to make something like this and almost erase history. There's a lot of examples of this, and I was young and I was just getting into it, and I wasn't thinking of the historical significance of the particular rifle, so kind of regret doing it. But if you look at something like this, how beautiful it is just the way it is, this will hold much more value than that. Most people, unless they're on a whim, they would never buy something like this resale. But from going from $99 practically 8 years ago to $350, I can admit that there's going to be a really good return on investment on these someday. Even though there's millions of them made, they're getting harder to find and more valuable every day. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, like, subscribe. If you have any questions about any of the things you see on this video, shoot me a message, comment kind of thing, and I will respond. And again, if I get enough subscribers, I'm gonna up my game for YouTube and show everybody, you know, some stuff. Do better videos and get out to the range with a lot of my guns and have some more fun. Definitely don't want to do this for the money, because I know YouTube's in their policy with firearms, but you know, just having a cool following would be fun, and to show everybody everything that I do, you know, with firearms. I know there's a million channels like this, but I hope I bring things to the table that you guys kind of enjoy. So anyway, enough rambling from me. A DMCT guy signing off.